The history of this Wu shit started in Stapleton. They was heavy into smoking Bobby, heavy into the karate flicks. The whole island was on them, but they took it to another level as far as understanding of what them films was really talking about and what they had gotten out of it. That's where the names Wu-Tang, Shaolin come from. They some martial art films. Niggas like Papa Brown, Hornet, Ghostface, and a few others, they felt that the movie reminded them of Park Hill and Stapleton. Stapleton and Park Hill is two neighborhoods on Staten Island that never got along with each other. There's families connection through both sides, but the neighborhoods didn't get along. And it's an argument between who brought the flicks to who, of RZA and Ghost, but RZA did live right in the middle of Stapleton and Park Hill. As a matter of fact, he brung the two together through rapping. The RZA formed a group. RZA is the mastermind of the group, so we got to start there. You got Raekwon, Capadonna, and Inspector Deck, and Method Man, they all from Park Hill. Ghostface Killers from Stapleton. And RZA, Jizza, Old Dirty Bastard, and Killer Priest, they all from Brooklyn. Mitchell Devon Diggs, RZA brother, is the one who actually put up the investment money for their first album. And his business partner is Oliver Power Grant. They both also are the executive producers and production coordinators. They get executive producer credits on albums and shit they never even appeared on. Wu-Tang Production Inc. was incorporated in 1999 in the state of New York with Robert Diggs, RZA, as the managing agent. RZA soon hired his other cousin, John Mook Givens. Actually, Mook, he the one who got the song Protect Your Neck on the radio, which was produced by his cousin RZA. All the recording and the production on 36 Chambers, that album was recorded at Firehouse Studios. The album was produced, mixed, arranged, and programmed all by RZA. RZA then took it to Hit Factory to get it mastered, but right before he did that, the nigga bought the logo off of Mathematics. Mathematics the one who designed the logo, in fact. A lot of people don't know that, but RZA bought that logo for $400. Half of Mathematics rent at the time. See, RZA's smart. He knew he would receive a larger share of royalties for his production on every song. RZA, his brother Devon, and their cousin John Mook received most of the money that the Wu-Tang Clan generated. And they get their cut first. Then the group gets their money. Then that money gets taxed and split 9 or 10 different ways. Rest in peace, Old Dirty Bastard, who is also their cousin. ODB, Jizza are cousins with RZA, Devon, and John Mook, by the way. RZA and his family are the center of Wu-Tang's universe. Group members will soon catch on and will start to sue RZA and his brother, aka Devon. And RZA are being sued by one of the group's longtime producers, Fourth Disciple. He filed a lawsuit against RZA and his brother Devon. According to producer, he has been cheated out of millions in royalties since he signed a lopsided agreement with the brothers back in 1993. The producers, whose credits include for the main members of the Wu-Tang Clan, as well as affiliate groups like Killer Army, Sons of Man, Killer Priest, Grave Diggers, and more. Fourth Disciple also claims he has never received accounting for any of his productions over the course of 25 years. And this is what the Wu-Tang Clan members started to realize. You see, Wu-Tang didn't break up as much as its members mostly switching to pursue solo careers and just fist fighting between group members as factors. They took a bad group deal. Wu-Tang Clan was not getting paid any money back then. They was just getting per diems back then for each day. It's basically an allowance or payment for each day. And that shit rubbed friction between the group when that came to the light. There was an intended release order. Method Man was supposed to release his album first to Cal, and that was produced by RZA. Old Dirty Bastard, Returned to the 36 Chambers, produced by RZA, came out next, which actually was supposed to come out first, but took so long to finish, to Cal ended up getting finished and coming out first. After that, it was Raekwon, he dropped Cuban Links, following Jizza Liquid Swords. Both Ray and Genius album was produced by RZA. Ghostface had finished Iron Man by this time, and that was released and produced by RZA. As the Clan came into 1997, shit was a little turbulent within the group. Everyone agreed to let RZA make all the important decisions for the group for the first 5 years. That's including producing and recording the albums, deciding which albums would come out first and which label the individual clan member would be signed to. 1996 through 1997 was towards the end of the 5-year agreement though, so RZA really put in the work to get the Wu-Tang Forever album out, because after that 5-year window, he told them they could go work with other artists and producers. That put the group in a weird place as well. You had the second Wu-Tang Clan album out before you even had a solo album from each member. So you got members like Inspector Deck, You God, and Master Killer to a lesser extent. They was pissed that they didn't even get an album before the sophomore Wu-Tang Clan album. August 1999 is when the FBI received New York Police Department's request. The FBI obliged in pursuing their case against the Wu-Tang Clan about an investigation revolved around Wu-Tang Clan drug sales and illegal gun sales. According to the FBI discovery, Wu-Tang was going to Steubenville, Ohio, purchasing weapons. Sellers of the guns were arrested and Wu-Tang was identified as purchasers out of photo capture. One of the Steubenville guns was linked to a 1997 murder on Staten Island of Wu-Tang Clan affiliate Robert Pooh Johnson. According to the FBI, a black .40 Glock caliber was identified as the murder weapon, and Johnson was associated of the Wu-Tang Clan, and he had a falling out with the group at this time. Federal documents state Wu-Tang Clan were involved with the gun running, drug dealing, gang money laundering, and even murder. The shocking details were outlined in a 94-page FBI file on the group's late co-funder, Old Dirty Bastard, is that the authorities blamed that the 1997 murder of Robert Pooh Johnson of Staten Island on an unidentified group member. So you got members committing crimes, sloppy, leaving evidence for the feds to come in. That's causing trouble with the group. ST had robbed RZA youngest brother for the same chain RZA wore in a Triumph music video, but this robbery happened in Stapleton on Broad Street. That's where his brother pulled up in a Wu-Tang promotional van, and ST robbed him for his chain and never gave it back, and they retaliated for that chain, and something had to be done about that. A 17-year-old boy named Boo Boo had died as a result of something a nigga named Mikey, aka ST, did. That kid lived in the same building as Method Man on the first floor. Meth bought stuff for the kid, bikes, basically watched him grow up. He got shot 13 times with an AK-47 and 5 times with a 9, and he died when he was 17 years old over a robbery ST did. The kid didn't have nothing to do with it. This was a retaliation for the robbery in 1999. This is what stopped Method Man from fucking with them Wu-Tang niggas, because they had something to do with it in retaliation. This some street beef shit that divided the group. By this time, RZA had pretty much prioritized Wu-Tang Clan affiliates. Members didn't like that, putting out side groups before other members like Killer Army, Sons of Men. RZA put out all these other groups in front of main members. Killer Sin is Power little brother of Sons of Army, which is why he was the head of the army with Ninth Prince. Ninth Prince is RZA little brother, his other little brother. It was a lucrative business scheme that was going to benefit back to the ones who planned the plot, which is the ones who knew the business, RZA and his fucking family. The 5% Nation, this is the glue to the Wu-Tang if you really want to know. The 5% Nation, the 85 are the poor righteous teachers who don't believe the teachings of the 10%. The 5% are all wise and know who the true and living God is. The 10% is the rich, the bloodsuckers of the poor, the slave suckers of the poor. They hate the 5%. And if you 5%, your duty is to teach what you know to the ones who do not know. RZA is manipulating these brothers in the name of the 5% doctrine. So is Divine, and so is Power. These guys are supremely intelligent and well connected with the Most High, man. Y'all gotta look at their names. Divine, of, from, or like God or God. Power, political or social authority or control, especially exercised by a government, a supernatural being or deity. Resurrector, the resurrection, we know what that is. Zigzag, Wu-Tang, Allah. Allah means one God. So you resurrector and you calling yourself the Most High. Look at their names. Look what their names mean. They're supposed to be knowledge of self, teaching supreme mathematics. But this shit ain't adding up. Loud delayed Inspector Deck's contract from 1995 through 1997. His first album got destroyed on a floppy disk in RZA home during a flood. Deck, You God, and Master Killer suffered the most behind not releasing a solo album. After everything before went platinum, all the way up until where the members started to finally sue RZA and Divine. Meth left first, venturing off into acting. That nigga made up his mind he was gonna walk through whatever door he had and experience whatever was inside and join in on it in order to pursue his career as an actor. Like he said on the side of ODB, I don't want no problems with the government. Y'all don't come knocking on my door. ODB died in 35 in 2004, but he left Wu-Tang Clan because he wasn't receive his fair shares of royalties from his work with the Wu-Tang. Ghostface Killah had won a legal judgment for over 158 bands against RZA Wu-Tang Productions in regards to unpaid royalties. U-God has filed a lawsuit against RZA in 2008, and the Clan for unpaid royalties amounted to $2.5 million, claiming he's partially responsible for at least 170 Wu-Tang tracks and referring company RZA as a devil. U-God was pissed that it cost him tons of money to put the Wu logo on his album. In 2022, Old Dirty Bastard Widow filed a breach of contract lawsuit accusing the Wu-Tang Clan production company of willfully refusing to pay royalties and publishing income to ODB's estate over the last decade. The lion's shares of sales usually go to the management. RZA, GZA, and ODB are the ones Wu management took care of the most. The Wu members lean more towards the brotherhood side of things more than the business, and didn't understand why none of this shit had to happen. Power is where you get Wu-ware from, which pissed members off because they didn't receive not a penny from it. But it was a plot all from the beginning, and that's what broke up the Wu-Tang Clan.
To make it easier, let the children's laugh remind us. I don't wanna go without you, go without you. I don't wanna go. When we hooked up, we sat down, made an agreement. We vowed that we'd always be together.
Like a king, the top off the beam. Pop you a thing, I don't bust him in half, it leave a nasty taste. I swallow him whole and get the fizz face. It's laced with nothing but game. I still
You sent choosing the stone of the time that you
It's showtime.
He had a passion, an incredible passion to play basketball. He loved the game. He loved to entertain the crowd.
Magic's just a great basketball